Let's make some Nutella fudge. Start by pouring 1 tin of condensed milk into a saucepan and stir on a low heat. Then add 400 grams of milk chocolate and stir until combined, before mixing in 2 tablespoons of Nutella. Remove from the heat and pour the mixture into a lined baking tray. Evenly smooth the mixture to the edges of the tin before drizzling white chocolate over the top of your fudge to give it that professional finish. Pop it in the fridge for 3 hours, et voila, we have our delicious Nutella fudge.
It's 10 o'clock and you're craving brownies. We've only got 2 ingredients, but we're not going to let that stop us. So whack your oven onto 180 degrees and let's get started. These are so easy to make and so delicious. Plus, it saves you popping to the shops in the middle of the night, which I know you don't want to do. Start by adding 4 large eggs to a mixing bowl. Then mix until frothy. In a separate bowl, melt 170 grams of milk chocolate in the microwave. Then mix into the eggs until combined. Next, add a few handfuls of chocolate chip just to give it that added texture. Then, line a baking tin with butter or baking parchment and pour in your batter. Pop these in the oven for 25 minutes and slice. Look how gooey they are. I could just eat them all. Now for our finishing touches. I love to give my brownies a dusting of icing sugar and top them with raspberries just to make them look even more delicious. Et voila! Doesn't that look incredible?
So it's time for our taste test. Nothing is better than that. Let's make some Oreo truffles with just 3 ingredients. Firstly, you'll need roughly 12 Oreos. Crush these in a bag with a rolling pin or by using a food processor and transfer to a bowl. Next, pop in 60 grams of cream cheese and stir until fully combined. Then, scoop roughly 1 tablespoon of the mixture and roll it into a ball using your hands. And simply repeat this process to make 4 more truffles. Then transfer to the freezer for 30 minutes. Next, melt roughly 100 grams of white chocolate in a bowl and coat your Oreo balls until covered. You can also use a skewer to take off any excess chocolate before transferring to a baking tray. Then sprinkle some Oreo crumbs on top before transferring to the fridge to set. And we're done! These are so easy to make and so delicious. Let's make a chocolate lava cake. We're going to start by making the ganache. Combine 110 grams of butter with 170 grams of chocolate and blitz in the microwave. In a separate bowl, whisk together 2 eggs and 2 egg whites. Then set aside. Combine 30 grams of flour with 60 grams of icing sugar in a bowl, adding a pinch of salt before mixing. Then add your eggs from earlier and mix well to ensure there are no lumps. Finally, stir in your chocolate ganache, making sure all ingredients are fully combined. Then, grease 4 ramekins with butter and sieve cocoa powder in these to ensure our cakes don't stick to the sides. Pour the mixture into the ramekins and bake at 220 degrees for between 12 to 14 minutes. Once they're done, decorate with icing sugar and raspberries and enjoy. These are the gooeyest, most perfect dessert for all you chocolate lovers out there. This is the only mug cake recipe you'll ever need. Start by adding your self-raising flour and cocoa powder to a bowl, then add a pinch of salt. Then add the caster sugar and baking powder and mix until combined. Now it's time to add our wet ingredients. So I'm simply going to stir in our milk and our oil, making sure these are fully combined with our dry ingredients. Now for our secret ingredient, chocolate chips. These will make our cakes extra gooey. Next, you'll need to microwave your mug cake for between 1 to 2 minutes before topping with your choice of decoration. I've used Nutella because it is my absolute favourite, and my God does it taste delicious. So dig in and enjoy. I'll see you next time. POV, it's 9 AM and you're craving that perfect healthy breakfast. So let's make a chia pudding. This is so simple, it only takes 5 minutes. So I'm simply going to combine 3 tablespoons of chia seeds with 190 grams of milk. Give it a quick stir, followed by 3 teaspoons of maple syrup. And give it a quick stir. Now I'm simply going to pop this in the fridge for roughly 8 hours or overnight, whatever's easier, and then we can come back and decorate. So I've grabbed our chia pudding out of the fridge and it looks amazing. So now it's time to decorate. You can use any topping you want here, guys, but I'm personally going to use raspberries because they are my absolute favourite. Doesn't that look amazing? Now for the taste test.